So today we have with us Dr. Brett Best. How are you?
I'm wonderful. How about yourself?
I am amazing. So you are not the author of one, two, three, four, five. Like, how many books have you written?
I've written 12 books.
Oh, yeah. See, it's not that I couldn't count to 12, but I was just like, that is so crazy because I've been working on this forward. How to show me, let's see, teach my son to tie his tie since he was born, and he's 23, and I'm still on the forward. So to write 12 books is like amazing. Like, oh, so why don't you tell our audience a little about, besides you being multifaceted person, producer, pastor, author, film director, like why don't you just caretaker of the entire family, so you're like the matriarch of the family. Why don't you introduce yourself to the people?
Well, you put a lot of hats on top of me, but I am a native of Greenville, North Carolina. My name is Dr. Frederick Best, and I'm just super excited about just the many things that I find myself involved in.
Yes, and how do you find yourself involved in all these things?
I think like for starters, it's just kind of like my background, kind of how my life unfolded. And in many ways, I see a lot of people, some in I guess in many fashion with some of the same struggles and things of that nature. I'm always encountering people that don't know which way to go. I'm always having conversation with people that feel like, hey man, I'm giving up, I'm quitting. So, I guess out of the heart of the passion and love for people, I'm always motivated to just keep moving forward, doing new projects, trying to search out deeper detail to just try to have an answer to maybe just everyday situation concerning life itself.
I love that. Now you come from a family, you have a lot of siblings. I'm an only child, so anything past two is a lot of siblings to me.
Yeah, it's 15 of us. Back in the 60s, they was doing a little different than what they're doing now. And so, yeah, we are
A little bit, just a little bit
a
different.
little bit different, but we are a major, large clan, as it were. So, yeah.
Yes, you guys are. Now, how was that growing up with 15 siblings? Like, I can't even imagine, like, I don't even like 15 people to visit me at one time. Like, I don't know. I guess I don't look at my house as like a place of more than just my mom, my dad, and myself. So just to imagine every day, these people who are not going home, they are at home. How many people did you share a room with growing up?
Well, my mom will often put like 5 or 6 of us in the same bed. We were extremely, extremely poor. I think like when you kind of consider, or maybe, as I grew up, what was amazing is the fact that, in the process of being poor and not having and things of that nature, we had each other, you
Yes.
know, and when you look at the way life transpired today, a lot of time people have so many other things that is a distraction or, that takes their attention. And we fortunately did not have those things. So we had each other, and having 14 siblings, it was just amazing. It really, we didn't have a lot of stuff taking our attention away from each other. I think
Yes.
the most important thing, during that time of growing up and even now was the love and expression of family.
Yes, the love and expression of family. Like that's a beautiful thing, you know.
Yeah.
Um, Now tell me about this one novel that you have, and it's titled They Said I Wouldn't Make It. A little birdie told me that you were about to begin pre-production on a docu-series about the book. So why don't you tell us a little bit, of what the book entails?
Okay. Well, we are definitely moving forward. Our ultimate goal is just see that this be a major motion picture. Again, this book, it kind of just started off with my life. Back in the early '60s, there was a drug called thalidomide, and there wasn't a lot of information that was given on this drug. And months, years later, they found out in the medical world that this particular drug caused multiple birth defects. There was thousands of babies, unfortunately, that didn't make it. And kind of concerning myself, when I was in my mother's womb, I was not being born or was not properly in the fetal position. And so I was tearing through my mother's placentas. And the doctor told my mom that it was best for her to abort me. And if she didn't abort me, they knew for sure that, being as I was growing in the womb, that I would end up dying and my mom would die also in the process. And so, of course, my mom, a woman of faith, trusted God.
Strong Black mamas.
Yeah, and here I am. Thank God I'm here.
Right,
And
wonderfully made.
right. And along the journey of the book, of course, my mom ended up with 15 kids all together. And we all ended up, unfortunately, into foster care. And it'll take some time to tell the story, but I'm giving you the short version. We all ended up in foster care. Many of us through the foster care system was abused. I always like to say, I know every foster parent is not the same. You got some good foster parents out there. But many of us in foster care suffer some type of abuse, whether it was sexual, physical, or what have you. And, mentally and things of that nature. As we were scattered in different places, I had one brother in a mental institution. I had two sisters that was adopted. And unfortunately, on the journey, one of my little brother got shot and he died, and at that moment, being about 18, 17, 18 years old, it's like this thing just birthed in my heart. I could not stand by and watch another sibling go down that road. And so by the time I turned 19, I pursued to find out where my brothers and sisters was. I fought many court battles, cases, and things of that nature from North Carolina to Baltimore. And through the grace of God, I was able to unite my entire family back together. I ended up with custody of 10 of them. And even my brother that was in a mental institution, I was able to get custody of him as well. And through the love and just the heart of that drive, we are all back together.
Wow, that's amazing. Now, were you the oldest?
No, I was the fourth out of the 15.
So did you feel like the oldest, like you was the most mature one in the bunch?
It's kind of funny. My older brother, he called me dad, or he called me little big bro. So
Uh,
a lot of my siblings, they look at me like I'm, the older one. And even on this journey, my mom, she ended up in a women abuse center. And around 2000, I found my mom. I brought my mom back, to live with me. And you're talking about an amazing reunion for, a mother that lost a kid for so long. And
yes. Oh
um,
my goodness. I
yeah,
know
it was,
waterworks is
it was
everywhere.
amazing. It was an amazing reunion, just full of tears and hugs and kisses and things of that nature. But
Now, let me ask you a question. You didn't say what she was actually taking the drug for. What was it recommended for in the beginning? Why was she taking it?
well, the actual drug, believe it or not, it was just simply for morning sickness.
For
You
more?
know, really just supposed to help women out during that those monthly stages of pregnancy.
Right, right. Now they have the prenatal vitamins that
Right.
make you sick. It seems like they cause morning sickness. So I used to take mine at night. Because if I took it in the morning, I was gonna have morning sickness. So I took it at night and
Right.
left it off. But yeah, it's Science has come a long way, medical science with different things. And unfortunately, a lot of things we were given as testing it out, you know?
Right.
Right. It
Exactly.
wasn't even proven that it would work, but like we were just some lab rats or something. And things have certainly changed because I guess too many lawsuits went in place and everything. And sometimes when you look back and you're like, oh, we could have sued, we could have done this. Um, and then you just look at being here and having life and everything's such a difficult process in life. Everything we go to do now is just like, it's so difficult. Just even if you lose your driver's license, like everything you have to go through is like, man, why is the processes and systems put in place for us just not to win is what it feels like. But
Right.
it's like you must have been watching all them Bruce Lee movies when you were little, because you just was chopping everything down. Like, I'm not taking no for an answer. This is happening. I'm bringing my family back. Mind over matter.
Right.
That's crazy. I just can't even fathom a young boy like, like you could have been worried about just so many other things, and then you was just like, no, we're getting this family together. I don't care what it takes. And I don't know, right now with eggs at $5 a dozen, I don't know, people might have to leave that family behind. I don't know. But family, it's good that you were put those values about family into you. And sometimes it takes the struggle to make us closer. When you look
Exactly.
at the families in history, the DeBarge families, it's always the big families, the Jackson families, coming from these, broken homes, not even so broken internally, but as a system, broken to where there's not enough food, to put on the table or to just properly take care of us how we think we should properly be taken care of.
Right.
That is going to make one interesting movie. Like, you know what? I might even try to. Did y'all hire a director yet? Because I'm trying to get my hands dirty in the directing field. No, I'm just kidding. But that is like an amazing project. Like, I love to catch things early like this. When I was
Right.
looking at all the titles of your books, I was like, okay, said I wouldn't make it. Like, why would he make it? Like, what's going on here? And that title alone will attract people. So, and the fact that you're here, living proof. It's not like we got to read about it in the history books to go way back to the time of the Emmett Till time. Right now, we
Right.
can
Exactly.
see the family there. And that's gonna be like, everybody's gonna have tears at the end of that movie. Like, I just can't wait. I can't wait. So is there anyone in particular that you think that would play the role of your mom?
You know, when I guess like just kind of watching multiple movies, I have always been excited about the acting skill of Kimberly Elise. Uh,
Okay,
she is an incredible, incredible actor.
we're gonna
Uh,
put this on our vision board for
yeah,
2023. Kimberly Elise.
yeah, she's incredible. Um,
I think
and
she would love this story.
yeah, the passion that she has is just awesome. And a lot of time it's like I almost feel like the kindred of my mom's spirit that is embedded inside of her. And so,
Does have this real innate passion about her. It's like a mystical type of thing, like it's just a mystery. She's just so mysterious. I remember after they did for Colored Girls, Tyler Perry's movie for Colored Girls, she said she couldn't watch the film, like because she came to the screening, but she wasn't in the theater. And then
mhm,
she wasn't kind of doing interviews, but I think I saw on an interview, she said that she has to come down off of, it was so dark in so many dark places. But then there was Whoopi Goldberg. As soon as they would say cut, she would just start like, okay, so yeah, yesterday and da 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 da. And then she'd go into a fight, and I was on set. So then as soon as they cut, and she said the reason she did that is because she had to snap out of that role immediately.
Right,
If
right,
she got snap out of character immediately, then it would stay with her and she would be in a dark place. So she had to, everybody has this different way of acting and doing things and how they have to process their role. Now,
right. Exactly.
I don't know what kind of nightmares this girl is having that's played that Megan doll, that that new movie. But the preview was giving me the creeps, like, and then they showed the little girl that was behind it, because it was like the female Chucky doll, which I don't do horror. So I
Right.
haven't seen that
Exactly.
movie. I can't see none of that, but these kids are so exposed to so much so young, and you were exposed to a lot, and a lot of people would let that traumatize them. And now I can't do this, and this is why I can't. But it's no pity parties over there, I see.
No, absolutely not.
Yes, yes. So tell me, I know writers like to keep writing, and okay, now we're going to do this, we're going to do that. What is the next title of your next book, do you think it will be?
This might surprise you, but I'm actually entertaining. They said I would make it part two.
Really?
I'm actually entertaining that
Like,
because
I didn't
yeah,
finish. I got some more to tell
by,
y'all.
by the time I completed the first book, and kind of from that journey there to now, there has just been so many interesting things. I'm a proud father of a 11-year-old boy who has a 4.0 GPA.
What?
So
Smart like
yeah,
his daddy.
I want to bring my audience in a little bit more closer, a little bit more personal.
Oh, that would be so nice to see, like, just prospering, because we never see that, when they have that Yana and Dr. Phil, then it's like, whoever sits around to wait till a year later, unless they show you the previews, and
Exactly.
of people, but it's always good to see a happy ending. You smiling. Yeah, those big bright smile and white teeth. Okay. So like I love it. I love it. And I know that your family is so appreciative to you, because so much goes on in the foster care systems. And we would like to think, oh, it's not all people, but so many stories you hear, you like, is it all the foster people? Like, like, oh my goodness, why get children that you really don't want?
Right.
Like, I
Right.
know it's money involved and people do anything for money, but let me tell you, I'm not trying to watch nobody's kids. But if I did do it, it would be because I would do it for free. You know what
Right.
I mean?
Right.
You gotta
Exactly.
do something, because this is a whole nother life.
Right. Exactly.
And most adult tragedies started from when kids were little, and sometimes people get over them, sometimes they don't. You cannot tell somebody else how to process things they went through, tumultuous times. You just can't.
And you'll be surprised of how many people are just kind of like overtaking the prison system that have come through foster care, really because they have never gotten counsel, they have never gotten the professional help as a child. And if you don't address some of these issues when these young people are children, then you already kind of set the wrong pathway
Yeah,
for them to embrace. And
yeah,
so, I kind of think, like, even in the passion of this film, that maybe perhaps we can correct a lot of laws or revamp policies and things of that nature. Uh,
yeah.
these are real human beings. At the end of the day, they live and breathe just like everybody else, and they are kids.
Yep. Like they had that jail in Mississippi, they were saying it was such harsh conditions. And then it always takes a celebrity to come out and say, we don't like this, and they were gonna file a suit. And just like that, now they changed some laws, they went in there, they did the repairs, they did this, they changed the meals, they were saying they
Right.
had bugs in their food, just crazy stuff. Like, this is not a way for people to live. I know people make mistakes, nobody's perfect, but you don't have to just treat humans like dogs, like, and it's just so terrible right now. Every day I watch the news and I'm so disheartened. But I love hearing stories like this, because it's a feel-good story. it's a feel good situation. And, you know, when I spoke to you offline, you were just still feeling good and just, you know, it was like, if he can get up and do all of this, let me go cut this grass. No, I'm just kidding. I did not go cut the grass. Look, I was still complaining, but it just makes you feel good, like you can do it. You know, my dad always taught me there's nothing that you cannot do. And where my mom was like, you sure you want to do that? Like, oh my goodness, you know, it's like, but you need that. Children are so smart and they need that. And I know your son is so excited to have a dad so smart. But when he gets older, you're going to be grandpa and you're going to have these stories to tell around the fireplace. And
Right.
they're not going to believe you. They're going to think you're making it up. Because it's like, it's just so unbelievable. If you weren't here as living proof, and your son or your brother wasn't there to tell me, like, yeah, he did, I probably would be like, this guy.
Right.
Yeah, it's a lot, but wow, we found your mom. I can't wait to see how this plays out on film, because you know they always got to be a little extra and exaggerate and, you know, just give it that wow factor. But it seems like they won't have to add too much to make it a wow factor.
Yes, yes. And you know, just kind of out of the heartbeat when I think about my sons and just so many other young people out there, from this platform, we just kind of launched another part of the segment of this is Born to Win. And you know, so many young people forget that even through the journey of, you know, just mom, dad coming together and you finally got here, that was
Right.
an indication that, hey, perhaps you really was born to win.
Yeah.
And a lot of people feel like, man, I'm born to fail. You know, they kind of got that mentality. They look at themselves from a different lens. And if people don't realize that, hey, if you got here to planet Earth,
Right.
you won the first battle. So everything else, all you gotta do is get up day by day, push forward, and whatever you put your mind to, it happens.
True. Now, do you have a mentorship program?
Yeah, I do. You know, and I
I'm
kind
gonna
of
dial that 800 number every morning. See if you could just give me those words of wisdom. Okay.
yeah, we kind of got our hands in so many areas. It's many areas, but it's somewhat the same direction. You know, just kind of pushing positive concept. You know, just really trying to help people get up and get busy, moving about their vision, their goals, and just
You have
trying to.
a daily message on your Instagram page. I need this right here, like every day. I just need a little bit to get up.
Well, if people visit me kind of on YouTube, you know,
Okay.
there's a chance to tap into some of the positive things that we are doing. You know, and it's
Tell
pretty
our
much
audience your YouTube page.
right, born to win.
Born to Win is the YouTube page.
Yes.
Okay, great. And then what is your Instagram?
Um, my Instagram is Dr. Fred. Uh,
Uh-oh.
yeah, Dr. Fred. If you pull that up, you'll find me.
Oh, it's just Dr. Fred?
Uh-huh.
DR or doctor spelled out?
DR.
Okay. At Dr. Fred. Okay. I think it should be asked at Dr. Fred. Ask Dr. Fred. You got to go live with asking, because it seems like they say experience is not the best teacher. It's a great teacher, but it's not the best. But a person who's been through it, we're more likely to take advice from someone who's had trial and errors and overcome them than the person who wants to be a divorce counselor and they've never been married,
Right,
but
right,
they're counseling people on divorce. And you're like,
right.
really?
And
Right. A
it makes
relationship coach that's never been in a relationship.
exactly. It makes a major difference. I kind of tell people, you know, not religiousizing anything, that whichever direction I'm going in life, I would like to sit down with wisdom or somebody that have gone through at least something, you know, so that I
Right.
can feel good about you understand where I'm coming from, what
Yeah,
I'm really trying to convey.
I love it. Okay, well,
And
I know that. Okay.
also people can hit me up as Ambassador of Hope on
Okay.
YouTube.
Ambassador of Hope. Okay. So you have two YouTube pages.
Yes.
Okay, great. I love that, Ambassador of Hope. Yes, because people need hope right now with inflation and the
Oh, yeah.
economy. Like, if you don't have hope that there's something better on the other side, and if I didn't have that Bible, I would just be hopeless. And I don't even want to imagine a world where I did not look to a higher source,
Right,
and
exactly.
love that Jesus Christ, gave that by coming down here and giving his life so that we can have everlasting life again. Like
Yes.
that hope, you have
That's
nothing. So you really got to be doing the right thing, because the way this world is going, it's going down quick. It's just that Satan knows he is busy out here. He is busy. So I
that,
love that you are, able to sit down and spare a few minutes of your time, and our rolling out audience. They are going to eat the story up because everybody needs hope. Now, which you want us to title this story?
you talking about today's story?
Yes, because I'm just like, I am over, my cup is running over with just getting filled with just, like, okay, what I'm gonna do next? I'm gonna go cut the tree down now. I'm gonna go, like, you just make you feel like you can do anything.
And it's true. If you don't give up, if you don't quit, I'm grateful that that was the early
I like
foundation
that. I'm gonna
of
put
the.
that on a t-shirt. If you don't give up, you don't quit.
Yeah, don't give up, you don't quit.
Okay. See, I'm taking notes.
That's some of the foundation things that my mom put in me as a kid. And it kind of set my mindset, that I was no different than any of my other brothers and sisters. So I just kind of at an early age have taken on a different perspective to life. I want to say to, all the moms and all the dads out there, if you want that child to have the right direction, put the right foundational teaching in them. Whatever you put in them will be the very thing they will live off in life.
Yep, that is so true. What you're pouring into them. So these kids we seen right now, this is what their parents been pouring into them. It wasn't our generation. I think our generation is extinct. Like right now, we're gonna be extinct because the values and things that we had and what our parents were taught. My parents are from the South, even though I was born in Los Angeles. They're from the South, so they had Alabama ways.
Oh
We
yeah.
clothesline in the backyard. I was like, why am I hanging clothes on a clothesline? We have a dryer. I was thinking that, but I wouldn't dare ask.
Right,
Hey,
exactly.
if somebody told you that, you just did it. Because if I asked, I might be telling you about all my dental work stories.
Back then they taught us a lot about values, the value of working, and what work does. It pays off at the end.
Yep, hard work. And these kids, I told my son, I bet if they offer you a job sleeping, you would turn it down. Okay, they don't want to work. They do not want to work. And that's why they can't get no workers in the stores after COVID. Nobody wanted to go back to work.
Right.
Give them the unemployment check. Now nobody want to go back to work. Now we know they not still getting that check. So why y'all don't want to work? What you gonna get in life without working?
They're gonna have to pick up the pieces. I'm telling you, it's gonna get worse.
It's going to get worse. So
Yeah.
let's just hope this bit of advice, if it reaches 10 people and changes 10 lives, and we wanted to change 10,000 lives, since we have 1 million viewers a month, and we could just capture 1% of that audience, that would be amazing. But thank
Yeah.
you so much. Thank you so much for just everything.
My pleasure. Thank
And
you.
you need to produce this movie before I produce it. No, I'm just kidding. But I'm glad. Now, wait a minute, the book. Is the book?
Say that again.
You pulled the book from the shelf. Is it out there? Because I need to go get this book so I can see how I'm gonna put this together. Now,
we had this book out in just various multiple places and things of that nature.
oh,
With the new
what
shift,
kind of answer was that?
with the new shift of pushing it, with the new shift,
Multiple places.
yeah, with the new shift of pushing this into a movie and things of that nature. I'm going to leave it at the bottom of the screen where they can continue to get the book.
Okay.
We're doing big things.
I'll give it to them page by page.
Yeah, but no, we're doing a big thing with production of this.
I love it. I love it. So you have to let us know. Like, we're gonna put Kimberly Elise, we're gonna tag her on this video. We're gonna let her know. Now I bet you sent her a copy of the book if she asked. Right. She might want to be a
Absolutely.
director, a producer. You never know.
Yeah, absolutely. All thumbs up.
Yes, yes. We're gonna tag her people and let them know anything you want. Look at Lil Nas X. He tagged what was the guy name? Billy Bob Thornton? No. On the song, he tagged the guy that he wanted to be in his song, and the guy answered him on Twitter. And it turned out to sell millions and millions and millions of copies, all because he had faith. So we tagging her. As soon as I get the link to this interview, I'm gonna give it to you so that we can start tagging all these cast members. We got to get together. Now, where you
Right.
gonna shoot the movie at? In South Carolina?
Actually in Atlanta.
In Atlanta? Are we
Yes.
gonna find a place in Atlanta that looks like South Carolina?
Well, it's going to look like North Carolina. We got some
North Carolina, okay.
scouters that's already out looking at certain venues, territory and things of that nature.
Okay, okay. See, you working. I like how you think. I like how you think.
Dr. Frederick Best, and you guys are watching Rolling Out TV.